Hello and welcome back to another episode of Fallout 4 on Nyxus Gaming. We are here just outside of the Nuka World marketplace because in the last episode, sorry, I see all this and I just want to grab it. In the last episode, we finished off the final of the 5 amusement parks here. And now Gage wants to talk to us, and we're going to have to go talk to someone I had mentioned very early on in this DLC that I said would be important later. Well, later is now. Also, don't mind that he's just in a power armor frame. In between episodes, I went and I cleared out all my inventory so that we could finish this off with not as much junk around, you know. And I took his XO1 power armor off of him to display in my collection. And I couldn't take the power armor frame off of him because he wants to talk as the quest objective, which it just so happens in order to get him out of the frame, you need to talk to him. So I didn't want to run through that, but don't worry, we'll get him out here pretty quickly because he looks kind of dumb like that. He looks kind of dumb normally. Just look at him. Look at that. He doesn't even want to look at me.
Hey. What's up, boss?
You're dumb and ugly, but you know that. You're a raider. Sorry, I shouldn't be so rude to Gage. He's been here with us for a while.
Look alive, Gage. Well, I'll be damned.
Why does he not want to look at me?
Nuka World is ours. All of it.
Why are you acting surprised?
Hey, no disrespect, boss. You've just got to understand. We ain't ever been on ground this solid before. Now that we're here, let's keep this party going. I'm thinking it's time we set our sights on the Commonwealth.
Why bother with the Commonwealth? Don't we have everything we need over here?
That sounds like Coulter talking, boss. Ain't a good sign. Taking back Nuka World is a big friggin' deal, no question. But it can't be the end of things. Needs to be a beginning. These bunch of savages need a goal, something to focus on. If they ain't got it, they'll wind up turning on each other. In an operation this big, we're gonna need more of, well, everything. Nobody's gonna hand it to us. We need to take it. Commonwealth has a ton of shitty little settlements that could be put to better use. Don't you think?
You sure that's wise? We just got this place back on its feet.
Do you think it's wise to watch the gangs tear each other to pieces, fighting over what's left of this place? Of course you don't. So let's focus on avoiding that. We don't gotta rush into this headlong. We take it slow. Be smart about it. If we're aiming to grab a piece of the Commonwealth, it's going to take the right contacts and a lot of muscle, right? I say we go have ourselves a chat with Shank. He's the point man for everything entering and leaving Nuka World. He floated this idea before. Been itching to talk to you ever since you took over. So I bet he's got a good idea of where to start. He's in charge of the caravan, so odds are you can find him somewhere near the marketplace.
You trust this Shank guy?
You ought to know by now. I don't trust anyone. But Shank's on the level. I got no reason to think he'd screw us. Especially if he stands to profit as much as anyone.
If you're vouching for this Shank guy, that sounds good enough to me.
Yeah, sure. How else do you think he ended up at the top of my Christmas list? Just head over and talk to the guy. He'll back up what I'm saying about the Commonwealth. And while you're doing that, I've already got the gangs working on getting Nuka World's power plant up and running. It's about time we shed some real light around here and let people know we mean serious business. Oh, and if you need my advice and you want me to keep tagging along, you've got it.
We're gonna keep Gage with us. I know we have other companions we gotta use, but I feel like I want his dialogue throughout this quest line. Anyways, now that he's done with that, I need you
I'm here if you need me.
to exit your power armor.
Your power armor.
Done, apparently. There we go. I don't think... Oh, it does have a fusion core. Let's get rid of that. I'm pretty sure as long as there's no fusion core in it, nobody's gonna take it. So we can just leave it there, and let's see, it should be marked on our map, right? Okay, wait. It'll mark it on the map if it's the last suit that we got into. So we're going to go into it, put the fusion core back into it, and then we're going to get out and take the fusion core.
Not screwing around, are we?
Get out. Take this, and now if we move over a little bit and check our map, yep, there it is. Now it's marked on our map, so we'll remember to come back for it. Anyways, we got to talk to Shank, who is this guy here.
Well, look who it is. Liking what you've done with the place, boss. Gang certainly seem pleased with their new little kingdoms. Haven't seen people this revved up since last time someone spiked the water fountains. Never formally introduced myself. Name's Shank. And if you and Nuka World's favorite Cyclops are standing here, well, I suppose he expects you might be the one to finally get things back on track. How long it take him to convince you it was time to move on the Commonwealth?
Hey now, no convincing, just a friendly conversation between like-minded individuals.
And what makes you think I've been convinced?
Well, if you aren't yet, you sure as hell should be. Giving the gang spots to call their own around the park, it bought you some goodwill. But providing them with their own domains, carved from the settlements of the Commonwealth, well, I can't think of a better way to solidify your place around here. Plus, make us all a pretty penny along the way. If that interests you, well, all you've got to do is say the word, and we can let the fun begin.
I wanted to ask about your role in this.
I'm listening.
Which gang do you work for?
Don't work for the gangs. Gage brought me in to work for the overboss. Plan was I'd advise Coulter in his grand scheme to run roughshod over the Commonwealth. And, despite Coulter's change of heart, I've kept my ear to the ground, just in case that day ever came. I'm hoping today might finally be it.
What is it that you get out of helping me do this?
I've been well taken care of up to this point. I ain't greedy, but people with my kind of talents aren't common. All I'm looking for is a continuation of the lifestyle I've become accustomed to, and the same piece of the Commonwealth pie everyone else around here has been itching to take a bite of.
So, what exactly is it you do?
I'll walk you through all the ins and outs of getting us established on the other side of those mountains. Claiming territory, running jobs, keeping folks loyal. Gage and Coulter also tasked me with keeping on top of the goings-on back there, so I'll provide you with guidance on the places we can hit and the places we can't. Kind of makes me your one-stop shop for causing havoc in the Commonwealth.
That was all I had.
So, does that mean you're ready to begin?
So it's a fair point that I'm pretty sure this is where Preston will start hating your guts if you continue this far, because at this point, it's not just Nuka World. You're involving the Commonwealth and the Minutemen, and you're taking over their settlements. That being said, I do have a mod that should stop Preston from hating us, and I think by the end of this, he'll be willing to forgive us a little bit.
Okay, let's get started.
Music to my ears.
Shank ain't kidding. This is gonna be all kinds of fun.
So getting us set up in the Commonwealth's gonna require 3 things. Territory, provisions, and loyalty. First things first, territory. We're gonna need to claim a settlement for our gang to work from. An outpost. And there are 2 ways to claim new territory. You can head in yourself and convince the locals to leave. Or I can get a crew together and you all can put them in the dirt. How you do it is up to you. So, first big decision. You want to talk them off their land? Or you want to wipe them out?
I think you know what I'd rather do, boss.
I don't give a shit what you'd rather do. Your affinity's maxed out. I don't have to please you.
Is there a difference between the approaches?
Well, settlers will probably rally some bodies if you try and wipe them out. But it's a guaranteed way to claim a spot. If you try to scare them off their land, there's a chance they might just tell you to take a hike. At that point, you might be able to buy them off. But it could end up getting expensive if you don't work them over a bit first. Beyond just that, there are some places out there overrun with trouble. Ghouls, children of Adam, and the like. Those places aren't going to be interested in having a chat, so you're going to have more options if you go in guns blazing.
We'll do this the easy way. Well, I guess we'll do this the peaceful way. We'll try and talk them into leaving.
Let me talk to them. I'll convince them to leave.
Works for me. Once you've planted your flag in the place, I'll send a crew in to set up shop. Now, next up, you'll have to pick who you want to hold your outpost once it's established. Of course, every outpost you claim for a gang is going to be something the other gangs don't have. And none of them like the thought of their rivals getting a leg up on them. Worth thinking over as you dole out more territory. So, which gang should I have join you once you've staked your claim?
This goes back to what I've talked about before when claiming the parks. When you're through with this main story, you're only going to favor 2 out of 3 of the gangs. And the third gang is going to be pretty pissed off. And these settlements that we're going to be claiming are going to be part of that number. So we have 5 parks, and we're going to claim 3 settlements as well. And that leaves 8 for 3 gangs, which obviously leaves 1 with the smaller stick. And I think I've made it obvious that I don't like the disciples, so let's take the operators with us.
The operators.
Got it. I'm sure they'll appreciate you thinking of them.
I bet you they can manage to keep looking bored through the whole thing.
That just leaves the target. Now, for a new outpost, you'll usually want to target a spot with plenty of populated settlements nearby that might be able to feed our people later on. Taffington Boathouse, Croup Manor, Greentop Nursery, the Slog all had a good number of farms within striking distance last I checked. Though I'll need to go through my notes again. Make sure they're all still good to target. We're not always going to be able to run every job against every settlement. So, you ready to pick the spot for Nuka World's first new homestead?
Yeah, so I would like to try and get Red Rocket as one of the raider outposts, because that is right next to Sanctuary, and honestly, it doesn't make too much sense from a perspective standpoint, like putting my first raider outpost next to my most built-up settlement, but I think it would be easier for me just to have them nearby. I don't know if I'll be able to, because I guess I can't target certain settlements.
We can't target certain settlements with certain jobs?
Unfortunately. Can't talk people off their land if there's no one around to talk to and the like. Most cases, I'll try to let you know why we can't target a place, but the biggest hindrance is if there's already some activity going on there. Though if that is the case, that Pip-Boy of yours might be able to give you some info on whatever might be blocking us hitting that spot. Now, you ready to pick that first settlement?
What were those targets you'd recommended before?
Croup Manor, Taffington Boathouse, Greentop Nursery, and the Slog. Again, I can't guarantee those will all be available targets till I check my notes. But if they are, they're certainly a good place to start. Now, you ready to make your decision?
So my problem with those, Taffington Boathouse is my Mercer safe house for the railroad right now, I think. So I don't want to do that one. The Slog and Greentop Nursery, I'm pretty sure both of those have named NPCs at them. And what was the other one? Croup Manor? I don't think I even have Croup Manor yet as a settlement. So none of those really work for me.
So, where do you want to hit?
We can't do Finch Farm. We can do the Red Rocket truck stop. Okay. I guess we'll start there. I think it'd be cool to have them all kind of nearby Sanctuary. Like, think of it like this. I got Sanctuary, my main settlement, but then I have a wall of 3 raider settlements surrounding it as like a line of defense, you know? That's not how it's going to work in the game, but I think that would be cool. The only issue with that is the other 2 I would think to form that wall would be Abernathy Farm, which has named NPCs at it, and then maybe Outpost Zamonja, which that one should actually be fine. I think I just have a couple of unnamed settlers there. So I feel like we're definitely going to do these two. Let's start with Red Rocket.
Wait, pretty sure that place is one of yours, boss. That's where you want to hit?
Dude, literally everything on that list was one of mine, dude. So chill out. It is worth pointing out that you can reclaim these for the Minutemen afterwards. After you claim them for the Raiders. I don't know if I will or not, though, if I'm being honest. We'll just have to see how it goes down.
Does that matter?
Only if you want to keep control of it. Targeting a settlement for a job is going to break whatever connections you might have had to the place. Worth taking a moment to consider how much you like having that spot under your thumb. So, that the target?
I guess that means basically like supply lines won't be able to connect anymore, and I don't know, we should still be able to use the workshop there and edit it. It should still work like a normal settlement for the most part. We'll figure it out though.
That one's the target.
Ruthless.
Yeah, Red Rocket
So,
Truck Stop is
to
no
get
longer
these
a
folks
settlement.
to scram, you got two main options. Buy them out, or scare them off. Either way, the more afraid they are, the simpler or cheaper getting them gone will be. Lizzie Wyeth over with the operators should have some toys.
Ooh.
And it's worth keeping in mind. The more populated or fortified a place is, the more prep you're going to want to do before trying to run them off. Happy hunting, boss.
That's something I had mentioned a while back, that a lot of the, like, each of the three gangs has their own special thing.
Just working hard.
And I can't remember what the ones were for the other two gangs, but the operators have the persuasion grenades that conveniently only work against settlers. How convenient for that, right? So we're definitely going to pick up those. We're going to try it with our own persuasion and charisma first, because I'm sure we'll get more XP that way. But if we can't do that, I will just use one of the persuasion grenades. We need to talk to Lizzie. There's William. We found Mags. Lizzie might be in her lab. Is that Lizzie? It is.
Lizzie.
Over, boss. A pleasure. Shank said you might need some tools to ease relations with the people of the Commonwealth. Well, you've come to the right place. I've put together a couple of toys that should make getting what you want out of those rubes easier. Only thing we ask in return is that you remember the operators when you're handing out new territory on the other side of the mountains.
What exactly have you got?
So, first up, something to manipulate a target. It's a homemade distillation brewed to mimic human flight pheromones. Toss one of these grenades at the feet of your target, and convincing the wary settler suddenly becomes a much simpler affair. Now, to function effectively, I had to make the formula precise. So it's not going to work on people in any of the big towns like Bunker Hill or Diamond City, nor on caravanners. But for your purposes, hitting settlements out in the Commonwealth, it ought to give you a serious edge.
So it only works at settlements. Are there any other restrictions I need to know about?
Nothing beyond that. I've been trying to get the formulas working better for more varied environments. But for now, the current brew should serve.
Take any advantage I can get.
Well, this should give you one. Here. Only had enough to make the one locally. But you can take the recipe as well, should you find yourself wanting more. So, the other trick up our sleeve is a little more broad spectrum than the grenades. Gulp down a couple lungfuls, and anyone you speak to will be far more apt to give you what you want. Plus, I've winnowed down the addiction risk to near zero, so no need to fear repeat usage.
Near zero.
Ingredients for that one have been tricky to find, but between that and the grenade, you should have no problem getting at least one settlement under your control before you have to brew up your own. And just remember us when you're crushing those poor settlers underfoot,
Alright, so we got the recipe too. Do I need to read that? I can never remember how those work. Let's see, where are they? What were they even called? I'm just looking for the last word recipe. Did it automatically just, like, give it to me? Oh, nope. There's persuasion grenade recipe. Okay, that's literally like what I would need. I'm sure it just like automatically added it to what I can make now. But we'll read them just in case. And let's see, we got the smooth operator. It is a chem. It boosts your charisma by 3. You can buy for 10% lower and sell for 10% higher. So that's pretty nice. And then the persuasion grenade is in weapons. There we go. Does 1 single damage. And it doesn't really say what it does, but we know what it does. Alright, let's head out.
William and Lizzie. All you have to do is hear them speak to know they weren't born into this life. But they sure as hell were born for it.
Alright, back to the Commonwealth. Now would probably be a good time to grab that power armor and just take it with me, but I'm not that smart. Okay, you know what I'm surprised about? I remember in my last playthrough, like, coming back to this area after spending a while in Nuka World, and for some reason having to refight all the enemies. I don't know if that was fixed by the unofficial patch, or if I'm just remembering it wrong, but I do remember enemies respawning here, so that's been a little weird every time I travel back. Okay, so yeah, like I said, Abernathy Farm, Red Rocket Truck Stop, and Zamonja's a little bit farther away than I thought. You know what I could do? I guess like the better wall would have been Sunshine Tidings, Starlight Drive-In, and then Zamonja, just to get all 3 of these across. And then I could have supply lined up 10 Pines, the Red Rocket, Abernathy, and Sanctuary, just to have like my own little secluded area here. Oh well, I didn't think that far through. It's not like we're keeping the raiders around anyway, right? Right? Okay, who am I talking to here? The guy in the coat.
My back hurts, my feet hurt.
Let's try the persuasion grenade. Why not? Because that is an optional objective, right? Yeah. So we might as well try it out. That's not the grenade. It's right bumper, right? Yeah. I think I missed. I mean, it still counted, so let's talk to him.
Hey, you.
What was, can I help you?
Are you the one in charge around here?
About as much as anyone, sure. Now, you want to tell me what it is you want?
There's a gang of raiders coming for this place. Mine. But if you leave right now, I promise you, we won't have any problems.
You want this place? Listen, not trying to piss you off here, but I'm not sure that's gonna work. This is home.
Oh, we gotta do multiple?
Look, I'm trying to help you here. You need to go. Now.
Oh, that's how it's gonna? Fine. Take it. Place is all yours.
And they're gone, and we can use the workshop here again. Members of your gang will now occupy this location.
I'm going. Jerk.
And they all hate me
Land's yours,
now.
Okay? Land's yours, okay?
Land's mine. Oh, is that Cricket? Oh,
Not
no.
gonna bother you.
all right?
I thought that was Cricket. Wearing the exact same thing as Cricket. Crews won't tolerate betrayal. Killing all the gang members will cause all the gangs of Nuka World to target you. There was probably something before that that I missed, but I'm sure it's fine. Oh, we got some special... Oh, that's just the mechanist stuff. Alright, so this belongs to the Raiders now. And the cool thing about Raiders, if I remember right, is Raiders don't like working. So even if you wanted to, you can't assign them to food or anything. Food or water or defense. Maybe defense. But you can't assign them to farm because Raiders hate farming. So, what was the next objective? Build your gang's signal flag. I want to say there's something like we do actually have to have them get supplied with food from another place, but I'm not too sure on that. Probably in Raider here, flags. Signal flags for the operators. We'll plant that down like right here. If you're seeing this, it means the mod Deal With It Preston is functioning properly. Okay. That means Preston is not gonna get mad at us for doing this. I love that. I wish more mods had that, so I know they're working properly, honestly. But there we go. Oh, the Raiders have already moved in here.
Yeah. I'm thinking this place will do. At least once we get some supplies coming in. You ought to head back, boss. Let him know how it went.
Alright, well, maybe we don't have to get any food or anything. Maybe they just do that on their own. I don't know. I'm sure it won't be a problem having them literally just across the bridge from Sanctuary over there. You can see my power armor building in the distance. It'll be fine. It should be perfectly fine. Alright, let's head back and tell Shank the good news. You can see the icons chained. Oh, what does that mean? I see the chains over the other settlements. I saw it on everywhere nearby. Where's Sanctuary? Okay, so it shows that icon. I don't know why. Maybe that means... No, I have no idea what that means. I can't zoom out and check the rest of it, but I'm assuming... Here, let's just, from here, how far does that reach? It doesn't reach to Grey Garden or, that place, Oberland. No, it does reach to Grey Garden, but it doesn't reach Oberland Station here. So it doesn't reach the whole map. I gotta look up what that means. I guess I'll do that while this screen is loading here. Okay, I haven't found anything during that quick loading screen. It keeps pulling up supply lines whenever I search it. Hopefully I'll figure that out. If I don't figure it out during the episode, I will look it up in between.
Well, well. Rumor going around is that some big bad raider boss strolled into the Commonwealth and talked a group of settlers right off their land. Not too shabby.
It's a damn good start.
I'll make sure your cut of any caps the outpost pulls in are waiting in your quarters. Now, normally the next step would be provisions, convincing or beating a settlement into sending us shipments of supplies to keep our folks fed and happy. Unfortunately, doesn't look like our outpost has any targets in range at the moment.
Sanctuary is literally
Also
across the
means there won't be
bridge.
any caps coming in from frightened settlers. But it seems we have a more pressing issue on our hands. Our outposts caught the attention of some of our new neighbors in the Commonwealth. An outside crew of raiders think we're honing in on their territory. Sounds like they're planning to tear the place up. and our people with it. Suppose this provides us a good opportunity to make an example. You thinking what I'm thinking?
Mayhem and destruction is what I'm thinking.
Where is he?
For what it's worth.
Oh, he's up there.
What can you tell me about this gang?
Not a whole lot. Our scout said the boss calls himself Sinner. Claims to have a decent-sized crew ready to take what we stole fair and square. Suppose he just needs to learn who his betters are. So, are you and I of the same mind on how that ought to get done?
I will rip them to shreds personally.
Bingo. Only language raiders in the Commonwealth understand. Force. But you should probably get going. You wouldn't want to keep our new friends waiting. Wouldn't be neighborly.
Look, I'll talk it out with the settlers, but when it comes to another raider gang trying to take my stuff, oh, I will rip them to shreds personally. Still can't find anything on that chain. Even being more specific, Google is just coming up with a range of influence. Okay, so settlements that swap their icons are within range, which definitely means that's the chain thing. Can be convinced to provide your gang with supplies or affected by Nuka World transmitters. Okay, so that's basically meaning that I can't have, say, the castle way over here supply my Red Rocket truck stop here. It has to be nearby. Okay, that makes sense. That's kind of what I figured it was, but I wanted to make sure, and the game wasn't telling me whenever I saw it, but it told me. I'm just being impatient. Alright. Show me where Sinner is.
Hey.
Good. You're here. Got word those punks were spotted not far from here, boss. Whole place is on alert. We'll keep an eye out.
Oh, so what, you guys aren't gonna... Oh, they're coming here. Where are they coming from? I gotta defend this place. Not the right guys. Yeah, I have no idea where they're actually coming from. It just said they were nearby. Oh.
Around here. I'll tear their heart out.
Oh, are you not, like,
I want
fighting?
to head you, the Nuka World waste pile that thought you could move your gang into Sinner's territory and live? You give me one good reason. I shouldn't
shit, they got
slice
2
you
power
open
armor
and
guys.
eat your heart right here.
I want those frames, but I don't think I can get them because they're already wearing them.
Look, I'm sure there's a solution that helps us all here. Let's figure something out.
To hell with that. We got enough trouble from the other gangs around here, poaching our scores. Ain't no room for another crew. Now explain to me why I shouldn't just gut you.
Oh, please try.
With pleasure. Kill them all!
Mm-hmm.
What the...
Man, that went so well for them, didn't it? They clearly had no idea what they were doing. And let's see, there were 3 of them before, right? So none of them died. Wow.
Finders keepers, am I right?
So much for Sinner, am I right? I really don't want the the Raider power armor stuff. I guess I could sell it though, if anything. But it's so heavy. So heavy. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want to carry it around. Although, ooh, I forgot to mention, in between episodes, I also, I modded my armor here. I made it ultra light, so we only have 68 pounds on us right now. So honestly, with that, we might be able to just go ahead and get this stuff anyway. Let's see, there were 2 guys with power armor. Yeah, let's see. Even with all that, we're only at 124 pounds. So honestly, we might as well keep it and sell it, you know? Alright, where is Sinner? This guy wasn't Sinner right in front of me? You're just Sinner's raider, though. Oh, is this? Oh, I found Sinner. Yeah, I found Sinner. Sinner really... He started that interaction. I think he pistol whipped me. Gage instantly knocked him over, and I just gunned him down while he was already down. Good effort, Sinner. Good effort. What are we doing now? We got to talk to Shank again. All right. Let's go see what Shank thinks of that.
Huh. Heard some rumbles this one didn't get you either. Figure I shouldn't be surprised.
Those raiders won't be causing us any more problems.
That's what I've been hearing. So I suppose your recent success brings us to the next step. Loyalty. Without loyalty, everything that's yours ain't. And to keep a crew loyal, you need to keep them happy. Now, keeping raiders happy isn't real hard. Just have to make sure they've got their basic necessities, just like any other settlement. That they've got some things to keep them entertained, and that their food's taken care of, which, with raiders, well, isn't like dealing with other settlements. Now, if you want me to go into detail on any of that, you just say.
Why not?
What can you tell me about entertainment for the outpost?
Well, it's a damn handy way to keep folks distracted if you're lacking in certain basics. Constructing pick-me-up stations or getting one of your crew working on a booze still will certainly help lift your outpost's spirits. And if the place has got a Nuka World transmitter powered up, you can construct amplifiers to help as well. Anything else I can answer for you?
Tell me more about providing food for the outpost.
Sure. So, managing your outpost's food can get a little tricky. No one ever joined a crew to dig in the dirt, so normally you'd have convinced a nearby settlement to supply your outpost with food. But that wasn't exactly on the table this time around. Now, people at your outpost can farm in a pinch, but it'll definitely put a dent in their happiness. What you'll probably need to do is collect some food yourself. Razor grain, potatoes, moot fruit, whatever, and deposit it in your outpost's workshop. And if you're ever wondering if your outpost has enough food, take a look in your Pip-Boy. Should have a page that'll show you everything your outpost currently needs, food included. Now, was there something else?
I want to know more about managing the outpost's basic necessities.
Day-to-day needs. They're pretty straightforward. Just need to make sure you've set up solid defenses. Plenty of beds under cover, and enough clean water to go around. Not much more to it than that. Was there anything else?
So yeah, basically it's all your basic settlement stuff. The only difference is going to be the food.
I think I've got everything I need to know.
Sure. If you've ever got more questions, you come find me. Or you can always consult that Pip-Boy on your arm. No better tool to tell you what your outpost may be hurting for. Now, depending on the state of the place when you hit it, this first outpost might already have some of the bare bones set up. All you've got to do is build up what's missing. And I was thinking, with the outpost coming as far as it has, might be time I set up shop there. Save you a trip anytime you want to run a job. You just let me know if that's something that'd interest you. Be good to make some trouble in the Commonwealth again. So, there anything I can do?
What other questions can we ask him?
Answer some questions for me.
Shoot.
Is there anything our outpost needs at the moment?
Improved defenses is the word going around at the moment. Couple more turrets or guard posts ought to do it.
Okay.
So, was there something else?
So we can ask him what the outpost needs if we want to ignore him about just checking our Pip-Boy.
What do I need to take into account when intimidating settlements?
Well, the bigger and more fortified your target is, the more work you're gonna have to do to get them to crack. But using tools from the operators, building a Nuka World transmitter within range of the settlement you're trying to target, they'll make it easier. Plus, the more outposts you've got nearby your target, the more interested they'll be in what you've got to say. You had any other questions?
Remind me, what's the best way to keep outposts happy?
Well, you want to make sure they've got all the necessities, defenses, beds, water, and food. Ideally coming in from a settlement you've convinced to hand over supplies, but you can always drop some direct in their workshop if need be. Beyond that, you could build them some entertainment, a booze still, pick-me-up station, an amplifier if you've got a Nuka World transmitter set up. And if you're wondering what they're lacking, best thing to do is check your Pip-Boy. It's got a page with all the information you could need on what your outpost might want. I'm also willing to share whatever I hear. And lastly, don't make them farm. Lose a lot of goodwill from your gangs by making them pick fruit. Was there anything else?
Yeah, so making them farm is absolutely not on the table.
Something else I could do for you?
Let's send
I
him
want you to head to
the
an
Red
outpost.
Rocket.
Yeah, sure. Where am I going?
That way, for the
Suppose
next
I better get a
episode or
move
so,
on
we can
then.
just stay in the
See you there,
Commonwealth while we
boss.
do all this. We don't have to go back and forth. I'll tell you what, I'll even take the power armor with me this time. And we'll head over to Red Rocket. We'll start building stuff up for them so they're happy. And next time, we aren't ending the episode yet, don't worry. But next time, we will we'll run 2 more jobs.
Good.
Because I'm pretty sure we need 3 raider outposts in total before we can finish the Nuka World main story. Okay, I'll take this power armor with me to Red Rocket, just so we can end the episode sooner. I might put it up at Sanctuary, in between episodes, but it's gonna go to Sanctuary. Don't worry. Okay, so, oh, there's Shank right there. We'll talk to him later, don't worry. Let's see. So, let's start with, water, I guess. Water is just going to be a basic resource that we put at anything. I don't know how much we're going to need, but Red Rocket doesn't have any, like, actual water nearby it, so we're just going to put down some of these small water pumps. Okay, 3 is enough. Strange that 3 water is enough, but 3 beds isn't. Do I have extra water in here? Where did all of this come from? Where did all of this come from? This is stuff that I could have used at Sanctuary. Okay, yeah, see, now 3 water isn't enough. You know what it is? It's because Shank is here. It's because he is. Because there were 3 gang members, and now he's a 4th person. He's just making it to where I need extra resources. What an asshole. That's fine. They can have 2 water pumps. Bada bing, bada boom. They need entertainment, too. That usually doesn't, like, matter too much for settlements. Make your raider outpost happy. 0%. Okay. Do I need to raise it up to 100%? Because that's going to be very annoying. Getting any settlement to 100% is annoying. Beds. We need to throw another bed down. I got the beds in the garage here. They don't get any fancy beds here. Sorry. Oh, they sent caps to Nuka World. Let me just space these out. No, no, I wanted to space them out. There we go. Okay. Alright, so they got beds and food. Let's get defenses. We'll just put down a couple turrets. I have good turrets, right? I have the machine gun turrets. That produces 8. I have the laser turrets. Let's put down the laser turrets. Well, no, those need power. I actually don't have the machine gun turrets. Honestly, one regular machine gun turret. Yeah, that's more than enough, because you need, like, 1 defense per person. Okay. So they actually don't need entertainment or food, apparently. I don't know why. But I still kind of want to show off what getting food for them looks like. So we're going to head over to Abernathy Farm, bully these good people to send food to the outpost. Alright, who am I talking to here? Is it the dad dude? Blake? Why can't I not talk to you? Maybe the mother? Connie? Why, I can't talk to any of these people. Is it something stupid, like I can't talk to them in power armor? I've never had this issue before. I literally just can't talk to them. Okay, that's weird. Am I over encumbered? How am I suddenly over encumbered? Was all that junk I took really that heavy? Huh. Okay. We'll try one other settlement, I guess. I don't want to go to Sanctuary for it. But let's see. We could go to Starlight Drive-In or over to Ten Pines Bluff. Let's do Starlight Drive-In. Because I'm pretty sure if we make a settlement supply food for the raiders, it's gonna dent that settlement's happiness. And I tend to keep my settlements on low happiness anyway because I don't do a lot for them. But Starlight Drive-In is one in particular that I know you cannot lose from low happiness. I've seen Starlight Drive-In's happiness go as low as like 1 or 2%. And they still have not unallied themselves with me. And the problem here is I don't know who the leader is, but also I still can't talk to these people. I'm so confused. I can't talk to any of them. Well, that may or may not be an issue, but I think that means we'll go ahead and end it off for today. Maybe we need to talk to Shank first about getting food for them. I don't know. I think we've done enough for today. Next time, we're going to continue on with this. Preferably, we're going to get the other 2 settlements we need to finish off Nuka World. And we'll go from there. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.